Nose presses are a more stylish and a little bit different way of getting onto a rail or being on a rail. And what I mean by that is instead of being in the middle of your foot, like a regular slide, a nose press is when you're on your toes or even further on your ski and you keep your balance. Notice how it's tougher for me to balance. When you're learning them at the beginning, they're great because you're adding variation. Instead of always just being on a rail and getting off, now we can work on going right into a nose press, just to challenge yourself a little bit. On the other side of things, a nose press is also a really stylish trick. So you can do it way down the line on harder rails and on bigger rails. So to do those, usually using a lip slide, so getting your tails up and over, is the easiest way to lock into your toes because it gives you the angle of the ski right away. And if I were to come from this side and try to go nose press, I have to start pretty far and try to get myself here. It's a little bit tough to get the tips over into balance. But if I start from this side and I lip slide my tails over, I can then get the angle way high and go straight into my toes. When you're doing them in bigger skills, it's definitely a little bit tougher to lock it in. So make sure that your bindings are really, really tight so it keeps your foot nice and snug before you start spinning into presses. So one of my favorite ones is, again, the direction of a lip slide. So trying to get my tails over and then spinning the 270, trying to get into the nose press. Okay. So on that one, I was not quite far enough over. It would have been a nose press if I really, really tried to lay into it and try to balance on those tips like that, but that was a little bit too much for me anyway. So let's try it again. I'm gonna get a little bit more on my toes this time. And it was similar, but I committed a little bit more. One more try. I tried to get myself more over my feet. That was a little bit better. And you see I'm further over on my tips. I'm Dean Burgers from Ski Addiction, helping you ski better.